All right, so tonight is going to be the beginning of something a little different. We are going to be doing some play test for some potential replacement characters. We have one member of our troop who is out of commission for at least the next 2 weeks. I have yet to hear anything from Steven, who is probably going to be listening to this if he's at home about their baby. Steven. Anyway, Steven's wife was supposed to have the baby today, so hopefully we hear good news about that. So in the interim, we're going to spend a couple of weeks playtesting. So we're taking a break from the campaign Storm King's Thunder, and we have a little bit of a backstory. Most of the players have created a couple of characters to have some fun with. So, you are all citizens of a small village called Haven Cross, or from the outskirts. For the last 40 years, the village has prospered, but the hardships of the wildlands nearby are well known. Founded by the wealthy but aggressive adventurer Nathaniel Haven, Haven Cross has become a breeding ground for adventure. So much that over the last 10 years, an annual event is held. The Cross Adventuring League starts its selection process amidst fanfare and festival on the longest and hottest day of the year, during the 10-day-long feast of the High Sun. The guards are respected and loved by all, ever since the outpost of the Lord Nathaniel Haven turned into this village. They have been the protectors. The village's location to all trade routes means that there is an ebb and flow of adventuring parties in and through the town. Where one would expect lawlessness, they find that stern self-regulation has worked. Disputes are handled and handled well. There is an occasional run of thievery and fighting, but it is quelled rapidly. All is well inside the village. But the woods are a vast and wondrous thing. Many do not journey into them. There are always tales of those who have spent days being lost around the fireplace at the Drunken Horse Inn. There are also those, ever so few, which never are heard from again. You have heard and dreamt about joining the Adventurers Guild. You have longed for adventure, for whatever reason fits your character. There has been desire to pin one of those medals on, wear it with pride, be it the small or medium steel ones, even the larger one. It would be amazing. Finally, your day of reckoning has come. You entered the training grounds for a grueling day of practice with the guards. Being led by Samuel Wormshadow, you spent the day sparring. Through it all, the mantra was the same. You never know what kind of trouble will arise. The guild can use warriors and diplomats alike. You witnessed some guards get hurt, as well as other applicants. Samuel was stern but forgiving, having the wounded carted off to the temple of the blind god for healing. At the end of the day, as the hot summer sun was dipping below the mountains to the west, initial selections were made. One by one, people were called up to the stage. Seated at the table, shaded from the heat, was Samuel Wormshadow and a council of guards. As each candidate would approach, you would hear nothing but a murmur. For some, Samuel would write on their scroll, others would look downcast and walk away. As your name was called, you clutched your scroll and walked up. As you stood before Wormshadow, the council speaks of some of the skills you have shown and some of the ones you are lacking. You lock eyes with Wormshadow, his never leaving yours. There is a pause, and he beckons you forward and asks for your scroll. You have shown great promise to move through the selection. I think that your group, the one that I will be sending you with, may be the best for the task to further prove your worth. Head to Old Bill Wiseman's tower in the morning. Prepare tonight for tomorrow when you enter the wilds. It is there that you will start this part of the playtest. You will be on the outside of Old Bill Wiseman's tower, looking at a list of names nailed to the wall. It states, once all have arrived, head in and find a clerk. Prepare to surrender your scrolls of order. There's a list of names. Elfar Helene, Johnny Walker the Black, Ronan, Bardic the Haunted, Dingleberry, Blackbeard, Bud, Weiser, and Keanu Leaves. So with that, we begin this playtest. It's going to be interesting to say the least. The first person to arrive was Josh. He does have two characters. I will say that just to make things a little bit more easy for the very beginning, if you are playing two characters for the very first part, we will assume that your characters walk up together. So with that, I need everybody to roll a d20 besides Josh.
You're playing two characters, roll it twice?
Just one.
That's what he meant by
Okay.
they walked up together.
All right.
Then I was like, you got a 3-2?
Who had the highest?
Guess we're in the cool.
14.
We are.
Anybody beat a 14?
Yeah. Same.
2 3s and a 2.
It's going to be
We don't even add up to a 0-14.
so.
Victory.
Hashtag
We'll point out a sign of things to come.
Hashtag.
What we're going to do,
table.
you get to describe yourself
Get you
last.
another shot.
I know. I think I need a little more.
I will hand you
My
your
rolling
character
skills.
sheets, and I want you to describe yourself walking up. There's only 2 people currently standing by the door. This is the location you know of. You're from this area, so it's not like you're lost and just looking for things. You see 2 people who you watched go through training with you. You may have fought them, you may have not, you may have worked with them on other skills, but that's non-consequential at this point.
Romantic encounters.
Whoa.
You're still waiting for that girl from last time. That's what's the problem.
There's only one chick that I know of, and it's going to be interesting. So,
Dingleberry's the man.
Yeah.
so
Sorry, I was.
No, you're fine.
Susanna, you have the highest.
Sam
Why don't you
Adams
introduce and
and
describe your characters as they walk up to the door?
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Wait,
I try and bring.
that doesn't go off. I was just checking. I was like,
Yo.
Oh, does
Sup?
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
My name's
okay.
Bud.
Because I was like
Bud.
on my fingers. I'm like.
Hi,
this
Bud.
isn't a twist off.
How you doing?
Good.
So, kind of short. I'm a dwarf. You probably don't want to mess with me. Do you have a sandwich?
No.
Oh, I'm hungry. Character 1.
And
Why
I
keep going?
completely believe that your 2 have traveled together forever. By the way, I see it as a thing.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and introduce the second one.
Here's my friend Keanu. Hey, babe, introduce yourself. Hi, my name's.
Stay in character.
Stay in character. Find your character and walk in, Susanna.
Station.
build a wall. Build a wall.
You can do it. You can do it.
It's like Split. Did anybody see that?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Hi, my name's Keanu, and I'm kind of big. I'm a fireball.
Furbog.
Furball.
Sounds great.
Actually, it's fur.
I'm just gonna move this
Furbog.
shot over here.
Furbolg.
Furbog, yeah.
Oh, that's
So a dwarf and a furbog walk up.
We're together, but not together. Together.
What can you tell me about your fighting style?
Yeah.
Who rolled the next highest?
2 3s.
Or the
Roll
next
again.
lowest.
Roll again between the 2 of you. Ooh, 7.
And 6. 9.
9.
Ooh, the 9. So, all right, all 6 of you. Why don't you say who you are and what you're playing, and introduce yourself to the table?
Wow. It's not a lot of prep on the voice in here. I'm Ronan, a half-elf warlock from the great beyond.
The mini mark down the street.
I've been there.
That's where I work on the weekends. Hi, I'm Johnny Walker the Black, a stout halfling who's also a fighter. That is all.
So a fighter and a warlock.
Pretty much.
I don't remember anything.
So one's a half elf, one's a stout halfling.
Yeah.
We got a dwarf and a furbolg.
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 What is it exactly?
A mountain dwarf and a furbog. A furbog. Imagine someone she is 7 feet tall. She's got blue skin.
Avatar.
Yeah,
But significantly taller.
but significantly taller.
Significantly
And
taller,
burly.
more muscular,
Not
and
lanky or anything.
No.
more anxious.
Okay. Remind me which one, that or that first.
The
That
race and then the
that
class.
and that. Okay. Still learning here. Hi, I'm Eliper Hanalai, and I'm a bard dark elf.
Also known as a drow.
Yes.
Drow.
A bar what?
That's an interesting
Oh, you're-
choice because of
Oh, a
the
dark elf
Yep.
bar.
positive,
Drow. Okay.
possible negatives.
Yep. What's your have a culture lesson in the first session?
Whatever came up
Oh,
with.
so you can say it. I was
You're a drow.
I tabbed random.
That, yeah, that's the name
Okay.
of the drow. Dark elf drow.
Oh, you dropped.
I just like that it was dark elf.
And,
Because I don't think
and
it's
then
super-
finally walking up.
Blackbeard kind of walks into the room You can tell he has a whip and an oversized crossbow and a pirate hat. He just kind of looks around menacingly, eyeballs everyone's satchel, sits down with a smile.
Wow, did you write
Also a drow.
Also a drow.
Are you really?
We didn't even talk that at all.
And why'd you explain who you are?
All right. You see the odd couple that you walked up on. The first one is a 7'2" Goliath, 300 pounds, big strapping man. Man-ish.
Man-like.
Haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure he's a man. He looks over his shoulder and there's nothing there, and you see him start muttering to himself, like he's talking to something. And you get the sense that maybe he's a little off. There's something going on. He's just not right. And his name is Bardek. He at one point was in a rich family, but he started having these horrible dreams and seeing visions and hearing voices. And over the course of a few years, he started uncovering some hidden secrets, like he could communicate with these voices in his head and everything. And he realized they were coming from a dark place beyond. And
The drow.
Are you also a drow?
no, he's a Goliath.
Maybe it was you whispering in his ear.
Yeah.
And now he's determined
Wearing my voice.
to extinguish evil.
Uh-oh.
And he's known as the Haunted because the spirits that communicate with
He
him.
wears a sign that says the horses are nigh.
So we got 2 drows and a character whose life mission is to extinguish evil.
We'll see. Keep
This
going.
is gonna be
And another one.
And then right next to this 7'2" Goliath is a 3-foot tall furry thing that is a kobold.
Verbal.
He is
Like
he's
bar?
he's a little 3 feet tall, weighs about 25 pounds, very slight. And you see a longbow on his back. Of course, a shortened version of a longbow.
That's not a short bow, but a short long bow.
It's a short longbow, yes.
Longer than a long short bow.
And really, all I can say about him is he grew up on the streets. He was an urchin. He had to do a lot of bad things to try and survive. And he picked up some skills along the way that would be beneficial. But he also doesn't have manners because he was a streetling. So he tends to be very blunt and not polite in any regard.
So, as a DM aside, for those of you that pick drow, it's important to note that of all the races, the drow are the ones that are looked down the most upon. They come from the Underdark. They have very pale skin. They have very dark eyes. They are very sensitive to sunlight. And amongst especially other elves, especially high elves, they are like the servants' who changed the chamber pots for the servants.
Do they change the chamber pots for the half elves too, or is that just?
There's still some disdain there.
Oh, okay.
There's a little bit of
I
like,
just wanted to get like
like,
a rank.
is that you're a
You're not a full one. You're only half.
that's what his reaction would be.
Yeah.
A high elf would probably not
Even.
talk to you.
I'll always talk to.
But it may not be in the nicest way.
So that's just a little culture lesson on drow. The kobold, think of a dog person. Not like me where I have a dog, but think of a person who is a dog.
Oh, I was like,
Like coyote almost.
But walking on 2 feet.
Wile E. Coyote is a good representation, as comical as it is, of the mannerisms of a kobold. And yeah, we pretty much nailed yours. About 7 foot tall blue, very, very like stoutly built. So at this point, all of you are able to tell that there's enough people here that meet the list. You find your names on the list that are tacked to the door. What do you do? And by the way, to set precedent for time, it is barely dawn.
Are we in a bar?
No, you're
At the
outside
door.
of a building.
At the door.
Wow. It's odd all our names are on this list. I was going to say that.
It does say that once everybody's arrived to go in and find a clerk.
Well, can these people really help me? I mean, look at them.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him either.
It's too bright out here. I'm going inside.
All right, so you open the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right, does anybody else follow?
I'll go.
I check for traps.
I'd like to do a perception.
All right, give me a
check.
perception check.
Who's doing it? Let's see. Who's going to be good at
By
it?
the way, those playing multi-characters, you need to declare who does what before you roll.
Hey. Who's my better perception?
Dingleberry got a 15.
All right, Dingleberry doesn't sense any traps.
He's a little dog person. Dingleberry.
All right, so
Step now?
you walk into the lower floor of this tower. This tower does have a few stories above it. When you walk in, it's hardwood floors. There's a few tables and chairs. It looks kind of like a bank setup without the bars and the windows and stuff like that. But there's a long row of desks with partitions, and there's an obvious line that you're supposed to stand in. And there's 4 or 5 humans. All standing at the window. Some are actively working on things, going through papers. You can hear the distinct talk of between people. In the background, you can see stairs that go up. That's back behind the counter and things along those lines. The clerks who are at the table, all but one are currently assisting somebody. There is one open spot. Yeah, go ahead. And it is a middle-aged woman.
Know what kind of office it is.
It's a clerk's office.
Well, I mean, like, are they just
Good
doing
job.
government
Hey, those are
forms?
for
Are
traps.
they?
It
Oh, yeah,
scrolls,
yeah.
forms, everything.
So I'm guessing this is maybe the clerk's office that oversees the Adventurer Guild.
Yes, this is the
Which do you
house
look
of
for?
the Adventurers Guild. To give you guys a little more background on the Adventurers Guild, go here. So I mentioned earlier, and you guys read in your little description, there are 3 different insignias. Everybody who is there is currently wearing a medium-sized steel metal guild crest. It's got 2 engravings on it of the guild shields. There is, of the very small one, which is for the initiates, the very first level tier. This indicates that they are second level tier. There are 2 people that are busy around the back, kind of looking through papers, delivering boxes, checking things, checking boxes, things along those lines. And they have a very large silver pin on their shirts. And that is indicative of the fact that they are 3rd tier, which is the highest tier of the guild. You know that in order to receive a quest for the Adventurers Guild, you must go in here and they will issue you quests either by request from somebody else or you request quests. You can purchase things such as they sometimes will issue out potions and things along those lines with the quest. They will also take bounties for the local region, and they will be able to issue bounties. The way the bounties work is that you will sign your name to the scroll. You have a set time frame. If you do not complete it, you may or may not die. But you have to achieve certain things in order to achieve the bounty. But this is where all of guild business takes place. Adventurers check in here, they get their quests, they depart from here, they come back and turn in the stuff from the quests in order to receive payment and reward. There's also multiple levels. Based on the shield that you wear denotes how much access you have. First levels usually don't have much access beyond where you guys are right now. They also are able to go through the gates at the ground level of the guild hall. They can use the tents in the courtyard that are not occupied instead of having to pay for ends, and this is for the village. They also you may set up your own tents near the east wall, and you may purchase food in the guild's kitchen and use the well in the courtyard for water free of charge. Second tier, you get all those things, but you also have access to the library. You have access to the first floor of the guild, and then 3rd tier is again the highest. And from what you've been able to ascertain in your time in this area and the people that you know, the 3rd tier people have access to the basement, which is where a lot of relics are held. You no longer need to pay for food in the kitchen, and you have all the other preceding benefits as well. Based on your level, also denotes what level of quest or adventure you can purchase and or will be given to you. So it's a way for you to move up through the ranks through accomplishment. There is renown for success, and there is public humiliation for failure.
But just don't
You
die.
need to have self-awareness to be humiliated.
True.
Just don't die.
Bartek looks over his shoulder and says, all right, I'll ask. And he walks over to the clerk and says, I'm here for a bounty, I think.
All right,
I
so
don't know.
you see a middle-aged human, female, blonde hair. She's got glasses sitting down on her nose, and she's looking down over papers. Do you have your scrolls? To recall for you,
You each have one.
He signed your scrolls, and you brought it with you.
You have to give it up.
He slaps the scroll on the table, and you see Dingleberry pull himself up on the counter and put his up there and get back down.
And she looks down and goes, thank you. She looks at it, and she looks at the scroll, and she starts flipping through papers, and she finds a list, and she pulls out this list, and she puts it down, and she puts some weights down, and she goes, okay. There's supposed to be some others with you. Are you all with him?
Bud will come up,
Yep.
put his arm on the kobold. Like, I knew you'd be useful for something. Put the scroll on the table as well.
Okay. So your scroll's been handed up. She goes, okay, I need everybody's scrolls. I need to make sure that you are who you say you are, so I can begin processing you.
Ronan and Johnny Walker pull out their scrolls as well and put them on the table.
Okay.
I say catch.
Okay.
She catches it.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Oh gosh.
Say it.
What is?
Roll
D20,
D20.
plus your strength modifier.
That one?
Nope.
No.
-1.
Great.
Roll
How
hard.
well I've been rolling tonight. So 15.
Okay. And let's see for her.
Her athletics, see if she can catch it.
It's pretty
So
old.
you throw it, and it is right
pretty
there.
old.
It's to the numbers. It's to the numbers. It's right there. And she goes to grab it, and she knocks it down and knocks over an inkwell. She rolled a 1. But she picks it up, and she says, sorry. And I think I need yours, sir. I need yours.
He reluctantly hands over the scroll.
She takes it. She opens it up. She's looking at all of them, and she pulls out a very fine quill, silver tipped on the back, and she dips it into the other inkwell, the one that didn't spill, and checks off names and things along those lines. And she goes, I see that you guys are here for the second part of your selection for the Adventurers Guild. I have a box for you. We have a way for you to identify yourselves as part of the initiates. It will be contained in the box. And she looks and she goes, I need one person who will be leading you to sign for this box.
Bud waves his hand.
All right,
Sure,
so
why not?
she pulls out a paper and she goes, okay, yes, it's this one, and she makes a notion right here. What's your wisdom?
+1 modifier 12.
12. Okay, so you can read. Actually, what's your intelligence? Not wisdom.
9.
You can see the pretty shapes, but you've seen pretty shapes like this before, but you don't know what these pretty shapes mean. But she points to the line. She goes, just sign here, and I'll hand you the box. She
Hope this is a good recipe for a ham sandwich.
goes, the best ham sandwich in the world. So as you sign, she takes
You're
it away.
being mocked.
She takes it away, and she files it. She says,
Can Keanu come up?
nope,
Fine.
already been taken. And she pulls out this small box, and she hands it to you. She goes, in this, there are brass insignias, and this is something new that we're doing for the Adventurers Guild. This is how we let people know that you are initiates. You don't have access to anything, but you will be recognized as an initiate. So if you would please take your pens and pin them on you, that would be great, and I will go get your box for your very first adventure. And so she scurries away.
So after we work our way up, we get access to the vault, eh?
Pretty low.
Hey guys, our panini sandwiches are coming in 10 minutes.
So she comes hurried back with a very, large, crate. By the way, do you open the box?
I shake it, sniff it, open it.
Okay. You find pins, enough for everybody. Little brass pins. There is a half shield drawn on the pin. You recognize this to be the same size, but definitely the different material. It's not a full shield, but it's the same half of a shield on everybody's as what the first level wears. So it's a brass version of that, or I guess it would be copper. Brass really isn't a thing yet, so it would be a copper version of that. It's about the size of a quarter. And like I said, there's enough for everybody. So do you start to hand them out?
I just show the box to everyone and be like, gonna take it?
All right, Pikachu.
Sure.
I'm gonna bite my pen to see if it has any gold in it, and then just put it on my outfit.
Give me a strength check.
Oh no, you're gonna bite it in half.
Smell chipped tooth.
I mean, he might lose a tooth. I lost a finger.
I know, right? What would you rather?
15.
What's the total number?
Yeah.
15 plus your strength modifier?
It's
Minus
minus one.
So
one.
14.
So 14? Okay.
No, it's 16 minus 1.
Okay, so it is 15?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a bad dice for you guys tonight. You check to see if there's gold, and you feel a little, and you chip a tooth just a little tiny bit. So now you take one point of damage for chipping your tooth. But everybody else, do you guys pin your pins on?
Yeah.
Again, this is not something that you have not recognized before. It's just a different version of it. So even the outcasts have seen this on people before. It's just a different version. So you see her walking up with this really large crate. And you can hear, well, let's see. Can you hear? Not Johnny.
I'm still listening.
Not Bardic. Everybody but Johnny and Bardic can hear the tinkling of crystal and glass as she's walking.
Really?
And she with some effort puts it down, and there's it's a very stout case, and she kind of brushes off the top, and she looks at it, and she says, "Bud, right? Bud, you're signing for everybody. This contains all that you will need, and I am prepared to give you your task. Are you ready?" And she looks at all of you.
Who do we get to kill?
Not to kill.
First, Dingleberry looks and says, "Can you tell me what it says?" Because I don't think you can read.
What?
There's no writing on it. There's no pretty pictures on it.
I don't think you can read.
Yes, I can.
Then what's it say?
What grade level?
Never mind.
It says for you to shut up.
All right.
Of course, you gave it to the one who can't read.
As she opens it up towards you, so you can see the top. There's no writing on it, no pretty pictures. She says, "So, it seems mundane, but I know you guys have heard about the wilderness out there, and we have an urgent need. We have a package." And so from behind the box, you see this envelope, this sealed envelope, right? She just flies up. She goes, "We have a package that needs to be taken to where the hell did it go? That's awesome."
Well, hopefully it's not in hell.
Well, I need you guys to go to hell, and then you
One
need
circle.
to die.
Yeah.
We're going to start at the 5th circle and work our way out.
Odd number, it's never good.
We need you to go to the Alchemist Lab. It is just down there's a main trail. It's just down the main path. It's about a 2-day walk. You'll get to a sign that says Jolly Momo's Inn, 6 miles, and there'll be a trail that will go to your east, and you will need to take that trail for another half-day's travel. This needs to be delivered to the alchemist. He has some very important incense for the Temple of the Blind God that was actually overdue because of issues, and we need to get this back as soon as possible. So it's about a 2-day one-way trip and another 2-day back, and just as fast as you can. And there will be payment upon arrival, and because you will be traveling through the wilds, and she holds up a vial of red shimmering liquid. She goes, "I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 healing potions for your entire group."
So we're messengers.
For this part, yes, but it's a very urgent message for the temple.
Keanu sees her ears pick up.
She starts to hand these to Bud.
What's the pay for this little jaunt?
It will be 5 gold each.
Oh, sounds good.
Apparently better than the gold you thought you had.
Yeah.
Keanu asks,
Is there any rate? Can we maybe get a little more?
If you get back here sooner, I'll see what I can do, but that's the fixed rate for this contract.
You have 4 days?
4 days.
So,
All right, sounds like we got to do it in 3.
Well, 5 days. You have 5 days.
5 days.
so these potions.
if there's any extra incense, can I have a sample of it?
The incense in its entirety needs to be delivered back here so we can get it to the Temple of the Blind Gods. It's up for you to talk to them if they would like to give you some. They are very giving people. I wouldn't be surprised, but that's for you to discuss with them.
What's a dwarf want with incense?
No, this is Keanu. Yeah, I was asking this.
Keanu's the female.
And as she closes the top, she pulls out another scroll. This scroll, to all of you, seems to have a shimmering quality. It seems to be a little gold. But it's not gold, but it just has a reflective quality.
It's gold Schlager.
It's gold Schlager.
There you go.
Just flicks.
She goes,
Flicks.
this may be new to you. These are our standard contracts. This is you signing for the equipment that I have handed to you and accepting the quest.
It's on you. But
I need everybody to sign on their own behalf.
Oh. Hope
So,
that the shimmer is not.
you will have 5 days from the day that you sign to return back here with the equipment, or else you are forfeiting payment.
give me my stuff.
I need all of you to sign. So she puts a quill down. She goes, "Who's first? Who's first?"
Bardic grabs it, makes a signature-ish type of thing.
I need you to roll a perception check.
What do you think that is? 2 out of 18.
It's literally on
If
the
it's cocked, you
line.
roll it again.
Ooh! Natural 20.
Okay. As you sign, you can feel a very warm sensation on your left wrist. And you look down, and there's now a little red X.
Magic.
All right. Who's next? Who's next?
Wait a minute.
None of you,
Dingleberry
you don't
grabs
notice
it.
that. None of you notice
No.
that.
Okay.
Dingleberry grabs it.
Okay.
Marks
Perception.
it down. 5.
Everything's fine. You don't notice anything. All right. Next,
Kiana oversteps and gets the pen.
you see her push down on the
Down,
top of
yes.
the No, you push down. Yes, you push down on the top of the desk, and the entire desk lowers. You hear gears and cranks turning, and it lowers down to about 2 foot level. She goes, "Here you go, honey. Just sign there."
My goodness. 10, 13.
You feel a little red X form on your wrist, left wrist.
Bud, do you want this?
So,
Bud just puts an X
The
for a
sign?
signature. 2.
Use that.
I know.
You don't feel anything. Who's next? Who's next? And you can she like starts going like this, and the desk starts to rise. Because wait, is anybody else too short? She would have lowered it for your coal, by the way. She would have lowered it for that.
Is my
And-
stout
and-
halfling?
You're stout halfling short, so she looks at the stout halfling. She says, "Why don't you sign it, and then I'll go ahead and raise the desk for everybody else."
Okay, I'm just gonna call upon the desk.
You don't have to. It's 2 foot. It's 2 foot down.
Oh, sorry. I'm overacting. Sorry.
Now you're bending over.
Do a little Daniel Day-Lewis. Sorry. Okay.
Method acting!
5. You don't feel anything.
Well,
And she realizes that nobody else is short, so she cranks it and raises it up to standard height. She goes, "Who's next?"
Sure.
All right, perception.
I'm gonna do it plus perception, right?
Mm-hmm. Alphabetic order.
So 4. 18.
You feel and realize there's a little red X on your left wrist.
Are you proficient in that? Sounds like it. If it was
Yes.
+4. Yeah, that's good.
not the last one.
I saw
You
the,
saw
the
the
shorties
last
one already.
That's right.
Can I see that thing a second? I want to look at it before I sign anything.
Okay, sure.
Can I read it?
What's your intelligence?
10.
This is
What languages do you speak?
Common and Elvish.
Nope.
I can't read it.
Nope.
I'm gonna check my languages.
Can anyone actually see what this thing says?
Keanu peers down. I can read it.
It's a standard contract. It states that you will take the package, deliver it to the alchemist, retrieve the incense from the alchemist. You will be back in 5 days or forfeit payment. Payment will be paid upon return of 5. Did I say 5? 5 gold. 5 gold for each person upon return.
Does it mention anything about what happens when you sign it?
Okay.
Just asking.
I'll sign.
Just curious about
Okay,
that.
perception.
8 plus 4, so 12.
You notice and find the little red X on your wrist.
Alright. Ronan, say the best for last.
the samurai.
18.
You notice and find the little red X on your wrist.
What kind of dark
Alright.
magic is this?
And when
Ronin warrior.
you finish signing, the signatures all glow momentarily for about that long, and then sink into the paper, and the ink is instantly dry.
Whoa.
And she takes it and she rolls up the scroll. She puts it in the box. She goes, "Your clock has started. I'll see you in 5 days. Thank you so much."
Alrighty, Bud starts passing out all the potions of healing. He looks at Keanu, says, "Babe, you can have my potion."
It's so awkward
Is this
for
something
you.
going on?
They're not together, remember? They're together, but they're not
Bud, we
together.
talked about
And
this.
Bud also has the envelope. It's a wax sealed envelope. It is hefty. It weighs more than what it should, but it's a good size envelope. And it has a weight to it, and there's a wax seal on it.
You know what this is? This is two friends that have been together a long time, and he was totally friend zoned. And he's
Like Dave Zero.
yeah, and he just desperately is doing anything he can to get out of the friend zone.
Think when Harry met Sally.
I can't
I
because I've
can't.
never seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
No,
You have a movie that we haven't seen. Oh no, wait, he's the Princess Bride one, isn't he?
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Right guy.
I forgot that.
He hasn't
But
seen
you
it.
haven't
I
seen
haven't
it.
seen
Most
it.
movies
you haven't seen
see.
Princess Bride?
No.
No.
I do the Giants though, right?
You know how you have a day off on Friday?
We know what you're doing
You
Friday.
know what you're doing on Friday, right? With your wife?
Binge watching.
Yeah, you're going to watch The Princess Bride. It's on Netflix. You don't have
Is
to
it really?
excuse. Yes.
Oh, okay. Because she's actually seen a movie, so I'm surprised I need to watch it.
That would be bonus points, by the way.
So,
Wait, Harry Met Sally.
there is a main path
Right
that
over.
does leave the village, and it does head north and south. This is the same path that she was talking about when you were to leave. So you'll be heading south, or I'm sorry, you'll be heading north on this path. And you know that it's about 2 days from what she said until you would see a sign. We are going to, let's see if there's anything while you guys travel.
I hope there is.
There's no day encounter. There's no night encounter. You guys camp for the night. Everybody gets some rest. You get your 1 hit point back. But you still have a chipped tooth.
And it hurts, and
I
you're at a
already had
disadvantage.
no-
Smile.
There is no day encounter, and you guys are making really good time. So, as we are about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you can see a sign post that's on the left-hand side of the road, and from a distance, and it's written in common, and it's big and bright, and it says, "Momo's Inn, 6 miles," or "Jolly Momo's Inn, 6
Yes.
miles." And it's a very well-marked path that goes off to the right, as was explained. That goes off to the east. What do you guys do? Do you guys take the path?
Is it the one most traveled?
It's fairly well traveled. It's not. You could definitely tell that you are on the main thoroughfare, as it is the only road in and out of Haven's Cross, or Haven Cross. But there's definite. Give me perception. Actually, what's your passive? Who's asking?
That would be Dingleberry, because he's the smarter one. He's going to ask the questions.
Both Dingleberry and Bardic do realize that there are cart marks. Like there's a wagon that is often taken, a small wagon that is taken to and from this path. But there's also footprints, but none of them are overly recent as in the last few days. But it's not traveled.
Just so you're aware, Dingleberry is the smarter one. He's going to be the one asking questions, unless Bardic doesn't do anything unless he talks to his friend first.
Okay.
So, just so you're aware.
Okay.
Triggers.
Dingleberry's the gross.
Yeah.
All right. Can Keanu? She would like to do a nature check to see if she can see anything on the path that looks unusual.
Sure. Go for it.
3. With a +2.
Bonus.
Yeah.
What do you see?
So Keanu
What do you see?
is do like the whole like Pathfinder thing. Gets down, picks up some dirt, tastes the dirt, takes another handful of dirt. So you guys are all watching this, right? Throws the dirt in the air, smells.
Looks so
She
professional.
squints. She squints even more. She gets even lower. She squints, and then she goes, "Oh shit!" As a bug flies into her eye. The trail looks fine.
You take 15 points of damage.
And you're
The
blind
trail
in
looks
one
fine.
eye.
It looks as
At disadvantage.
apple should be in the
Here's
air.
your patch.
Blackbeard looks around.
Like,
Blackbeard looks around for any animals that might be used to make poison.
Used to make poison. So give me a nature check. You're on the middle of a path, so this is gonna be interesting.
We're in the woods, right?
No, you're
No,
walking
we're
on
on
a
the
trail.
path.
Oh, it's not a trail through the woods?
It is a trail through the
Through the
woods.
woods.
You're not there yet.
You didn't move off the trail. And that's why.
poisonous animal cross. Well,
So we march on?
Okay. And you want to check and see if you still have the envelope?
Oh gosh.
If you lost the envelope,
We're due.
Wait,
we're gonna roll initiative.
Perception.
wait, I got it.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Which one's 5%?
Modifier.
8.
As far as you tell, you still have it.
As far as you know.
Yep. All right, so it only takes about an hour or so down the trail at a pretty good pace. You guys are pretty much walking in silence, which is kind of the thing. There's some inner talk with Bardic by himself, talking to himself,
And we're just making fun of him?
Like,
Like, who's he talking
there's
to?
groups that are talking. You guys are getting to know each other's names a little bit, but there's really it's just a silent walk in the woods along a trail, right? Because you guys are all assuming everything is. This is what it should be. This is what you've heard is going to happen.
It's the worst job ever.
This is what Bardic is saying to himself. I know it is. No, really. No, you can't tell me.
I know,
Shut
right?
I'm a
up.
7'2" Goliath, and I'm a messenger.
So,
I missed
You
my
can
boat.
see over.
you guys come up on a clearing, and you can tell that off to your south there is a well-established campsite. Looks as though there's a well that's capped. The ground is leveled and cleared. There's definitely a place to bed down, and there's a small trail that leads to it. It's not too far off of the trail itself, but it intersects at the front door of it looks like they're trying to hide it, but it really isn't. There's this little tiny hovel. It's got a 2.5-foot high door,
I can do that.
and there's a chimney that comes out the top, and there's very, very vibrant fragrance, and there's little plumes of smoke. Sometimes it's purple, sometimes it's gray, sometimes it's red, as the smoke just rises from the chimney. There's no other windows, but there is a sign above the door that that says "Lab" in common.
Dingleberry says, well, it looks like I'm the only one that's going to go in there. Maybe my friend over here who is also
Yeah.
of smaller stature.
Right.
But he insists that he can get in. Size matters in this case. Come on, guys.
I'm done. Wow. Already, I'm done.
Wow.
That's what happens when you don't have the child.
How much of that Dolores have you had?
One shot.
Oh, fantastic.
The other one's sitting right here.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, it's just
So what do you guys do? It's definitely a burrow. It's bright. I want to make sure. Oh, I'm sorry. The door is 4 foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the dwarf can still fit.
yeah. As well
What's
as
saying
Your
That's confusing.
friend wouldn't be able to fit. Crawl in.
Said we couldn't crawl it.
I don't know how short you get when you crawl, but it's still pretty tight fit. Seems like.
It's a 4-foot high door. How wide is it?
Door size.
Bud just walks in.
You're not even gonna knock.
No, I'm just gonna walk in.
Both.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
There are windows?
Nope. Not that you can really see. There's vents, but no real windows.
17.
Okay. The door's locked,
Damn it.
Well, that's.
and
Yeah.
you go to force yourself right in, and you take 3 points of damage as you bounce off the door.
Meant to do that, babe. Meant to do
But
that.
it's so loud that the knocker itself knocks. And there you can hear, just a minute, and there's some glasses being moved, and I'm almost there, and you hear a bunch of locks, and the door opens.
On the door.
Yeah.
This big, goggled, little tiny gnome looks at you guys and goes, "Yes."
I'm getting the visual of
Travelocity.
Maz.
No.
Maz
Yes.
from
Yes. Kind of like Maz. Yes.
Yeah. Force Awakens.
How can I help you?
The big.
Yeah, hand him the envelope.
We hear about some incense.
What kind of incense?
He's not gonna.
I'm very, very busy.
No.
Keanu, can you check my backpack? She unzips the backpack.
She sticks her hand in and finds a hole.
Bow chicka.
We just crossed over.
As they say in Critical Role, the sound of 1,000 pens.
Opens up the backpack. She finds the envelope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Can you read this?
He goes, oh, okay. You guys must be from Haven's Cross. Okay. He opens it up and he tips his hand over. You hear the sound of coins, and let's see, who's standing in front? It would be obviously you two.
Yeah.
You see 6 platinum coins fall out of the envelope.
I'll be in front too.
You see 6 platinum coins fall into his hand, and he goes, "Okay, perfect." He goes, "I'm so sorry that this wasn't ready the last time that they came, and I'm so glad that they kept their promise to pay in advance." He goes, "I'm just finishing up the incense now. It'll be ready first thing in the morning. I can get you guys some food if you want to camp. We can make everything great. You can knock on my door. I'll hand you the package, and you can take it back first thing tomorrow morning."
Keanu asks, "What's in the incense?"
It's a special healing incense that's used by the
Healing?
Yes, it's used to help increase the healing word spell.
Do you have a scroll that has the ingredients in it?
It's all up here. I've been doing this for hundreds of years.
So while we're here, is there any
Can-
other
can-
goods
can
we
you
might
write-
buy?
Can you write down? Can you write down
very
what's some of the ingredients? I'd love to check it with a recipe my mom made.
For a ham
For
sandwich?
lemonade?
No, this is Keanu, not Bud.
Let me see your character sheet really quick.
My mom makes the best
Johnny or
lemonade.
Either. I just need to see something. Give me. A persuasion check.
While all this is going on, Dingleberry really wants to get in there and peruse.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to walk through the threshold of the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a
All right,
Persuasion
persuasion was 19.
Okay. He goes, I will include it with the package for you. I'll get you the best that I can. I won't be able to give you exact measurements because it varies on the amount, and there's a lot of numbers to take into play, but I'll do what I can to get you some appropriation. So as you walk through the door, I need you to do dexterity saving throw.
Keanu goes up and says, thank you so much, and tries to go in through the door to try to...
Dexterity saving throw.
No.
And as you guys are both crossing, he goes, no, stop! The glyphs! What is it?
16.
16? Ooh, not good enough.
16.
Not good enough. Both of you take 7 points of psychic damage as you cross the threshold. There's a purple, vibrant wave of a force field that pops up.
Does that take away from the current hit points?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to have these glyphs up. There's so many dangerous things in here. I'm so sorry.
I just needed the restroom.
There's a latrine that is just downwind.
You could warn a guy.
You're not supposed to walk in here.
You're in the woods.
He
You
goes,
could
but
have used the
there's
tree.
a latrine near the campsite, and there's a small box, if you guys look near the fire pit, that does contain dried meats. That's for you to have. I have trappers who bring me things all the time. But I would suggest that you guys bed down for the night. It's an early night. If you get here at like 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, I know the sun's not up yet, but I can get you guys on your way, because I understand for the Adventures Guild, you guys are on a timeline.
Yeah.
Can we
Why
get
can't
any
we
sooner?
come in? Is there a reason we can't get in?
I have protective glyphs up to make sure that nobody enters, because my actual home is not here. I live 3 days away.
Oh,
And
3 days.
So that way I can make sure that nobody comes in while
Yeah.
I'm not here. And it protects the elements, it protects the stuff, because I have some concoctions that take months to brew.
Yeah, Ronan, it kind of hurt. It hurt me a lot.
Seems like we have such a trusting relationship. I feel like a force field kind of just tells a different story. But
I would have told you that the force filled up if you had asked. You could also look down, and maybe if you would open your eyes, you would see the glyphs along the threshold.
oh wow,
What's your passive perception? Who is this? Is this Johnny or Ronan?
What's
13. As a warlock, you see glyphs line the entire door frame, and they are all glowing in random colors and pulsing. This is a warding glyph. It's a glyph of warding.
Great. My bad, guys. We're good.
What's your password?
It's not a password. It's a person.
Ooh.
So, with that, he says, so you can come by, like I said, anytime after 4 a.m. This will be ready, packaged for you to go, so you guys can get on your way, because I know you have a timeline. And with that, he closes the door.
Do you trust this? Everybody feel comfortable with this?
Why is it taking so long?
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of security for.
There's more going on in there.
Wait,
So I
if
was
it
trying to
wasn't
get
ready
it.
the last
you know.
time for the last people, why isn't it ready now?
Yeah, it smells a little fishy. I think we should proceed with caution with whatever we do.
Dingleberry would like to do a perception check with his nose.
Yeah, Dingle, you're the smartest of us
See if he
all.
smells anything
Okay.
a little off.
You don't even need to roll. Dingleberry has a passive of 13, and since you're doing a smell, there's a lot of stuff being brewed and concocted in there. There's good smells, there's bad smells, things you've smelled before, things that you haven't, and let's see.
Whoa.
You
Okay.
recognized while the door was open that there was. I mean, you could see the alchemical setup. There's like brew pots. There's hot plate. They're like not hot plates, but little tiny small fires with glass cylinders, and there's bubblers and all sorts of stuff going on. And it looks like a legit this is holy shit, the real setup.
Would Keanu notice that too with Arcana +2?
You could do an Arcana check.
There's
Sure.
too many smells.
Nope.
Probably not.
Alright, so Bartek and Dingleberry are going to go over to the meat and just
Okay.
sit down by the fire and eat.
Okay, so like I said, it's a campsite. It's leveled. It looks like that, and it's very apparent that what usually happens is this is how the transactions must go down, because there's this large campsite. There's a fire pit. There's a latrine. It looks like it's maintained. There's a foodstuffs box that has dried meats, root vegetables, things like that people deposit. It looks like it's like an honor system. Like if you take stuff, you may want to leave something, maybe not. It's very
leave a
communal.
deposit.
It's very communal.
Yeah.
But
Because
it looks
fun
like
fact
this
the first time.
this is used frequently enough for this to be a thing. So you guys set up camp?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, Dingleberry would like to get out of the sun.
Your dingleberry getting all dry. It's well shaded.
It's shaded?
Yeah.
Alright, then he'll lay down, take a little dog nap.
Okay.
Dingle nap.
So
Anybody want to share sausage?
You've gone too far.
Lady in the Tramp, that
It's what my voice
Spaghetti?
Gone too.
So
Blackbeard walks
It takes
over
you
and gives
guys-
you the eye.
it takes you guys about an hour or so to get camp set up. Are you guys going to have anybody stand guard? Because you're going to be sleeping through the night.
Seems like it should be a pretty safe area, but
But we're not sharing sleep sacks. No. Fine. I'll stay watch.
who's staying watch?
But
Bud is.
Alright, Blackbeard's
Make sure
going.
the friend zone doesn't happen. That's really why I'd say to watch.
Blackbeard wanders off and stealths.
What happens next week? Yeah. I'm like,
The 30-minute show.
yeah.
Okay.
Multiple
Give me your
episodes
stealth check.
today.
I promise I'm not this rocky.
8.
Oh,
Noted.
no.
That's hilarious.
Dingleberry would also likely want to patrol the perimeter.
Okay.
He's more comfortable being out and alone.
All right. So who's staying awake right now? We'll say that the night has begun to fall. The fire's going low. People are bed down. Who's sleeping? Actually, no. Who's awake?
I'm
But
awake.
Ronan's awake.
Wow, there's a lot of people
Giant
that are
rock
awake.
sleep.
There's like 2 people
All
sleeping.
right. We'll say it's getting to be about 10 o'clock at night. The moon is definitely up. It's full. The sky is clear. Is anybody going to sleep?
Bartek is sleeping.
By the way, exhaustion is a real thing. If you
I'll
don't,
take my
if you
4.
don't sleep at least once every 24 hours, if you don't have a long rest, you start to take points in exhaustion.
Keanu wakes up anxiously, decides to stay up.
I would say Giant Walker's sleep. Ronan is still curious about this whole force field ordeal. This whole setup.
Blackbeard cocks his crossbow just in case and starts his 4 hours.
Okay.
Because he's an elf.
If you
and
guys
only
are
needs
all
4
up, I'm
hours.
sleeping.
Bud
Good
shrugs.
point.
I tried. Goes to sleep.
Okay. Who else is still awake?
Dingleberry.
All right. So about 2 hours later, it's about midnight. Let me see if I can find some sounds. Some sounds.
I wanted to download the soundboard because so many times it would be clutch to have like.
Oh, I have it down. I have a soundboard, but not on this phone. I haven't added it to this phone. I used to use it when we used to play. Sounds. 4 sounds. 10 hours. Perfect. Must be a commercial. Hey, use this and get
Oh, love it. Peaceful.
It's day sounds. But whatever, we'll roll with it because this is all part of the game. All right, so it's about midnight, and there's been the night sounds, things like that. So there's those of you who are awake. You're maybe in your tents. You may be sitting around the fire, but I need a perception check from everybody who's awake.
Come on, Keanu.
Just give myself some space.
18.
Whoa! You said perception check?
Yeah.
20.
Okay.
16.
Okay. You're
Ow.
out, and you're out. All right. All of those who are awake rolled high enough. You see what looks to be it looks like a river of dark red insects moving towards the camp.
Ew.
And they're getting closer.
How far away are they?
And we can see them.
About 10 feet.
10 feet away.
We can see it.
How quickly are they coming?
Pretty quick.
Keanu instinctively moves towards it and unleashes primal savagery.
Wow.
Hey!
Wow.
You just unleashed hell on some fire ants.
She's very anxious.
I might be thankful because I'm asleep.
Well, go ahead and tell us what that
I think we
does.
get behind on you. Whatever she's doing.
It's a cantrip. You channel primal magic to cause your teeth or fingernails to sharpen, ready to deliver a corrosive attack. Make a melee attack against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target takes 1d acid damage.
So as you walk up and you cast this, it's not a problem. You can still do your attack. You realize that you are dealing with a swarm of carrion ants. So roll your attack against one ant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
A d10.
You have to roll your d20 to do a melee spell attack first.
Like,
And you got your spell attack modifier,
Look,
which I think for you is
what
a
kind of
plus
danger are we
5.
in right now?
5.
It says to it says to hit +5.
Is that what it says on the spell?
Yeah, to hit +5.
Okay.
And so I rolled a natural 20.
Okay. So you totally. What's the damage? It's 1d10, so you roll 2d10s?
You killed
Yes.
mad ants, so.
Wow.
Wait, 2d10s for a cantrip?
Well, she rolled natural 20.
Oh. I was like, geez,
Okay,
that's...
1,
I'm
5,
like, are we in danger right now?
3. So 8 total.
So you do 8 damage to a half of a point ant. You
That's what I was like, you stomped out
You
like at least
obliterated.
10 ants with that.
I love that cantrip though. So
What's that called?
at this point,
Primal savagery. So she's like,
Yeah.
having seen this, those of you that are awake, everybody who's awake, roll initiative. There is a 15-foot wide, incredibly long swarm of ants going over the camp. Those of you that are not awake can wait until the end of the first turn to take your damage, and that will wake you up.
That didn't help at all.
Doesn't sound like it.
Nobody woke me up.
All right.
Very nice.
I gotta use that other spell.
I think the wrist. I'm starting to get
I think
some
the
better.
wrist
Like,
thing works.
yeah, like.
All right. 25 to 20.
Wow.
Are
we
we
talking
talking your
about?
initiative -5? What's your initiative? 20.
22.
+2, so 22.
All right. And who was that for?
This is for Ronan.
All right. 15 to 20. You need to roll both dice. You need to roll for twice for those who get 2 characters. 15 to 20. Oh shit! Really?
Oh,
Yeah, it was only 3 of us that were awake.
Right.
yeah. They're the only one, or do you want the initiative rolls for the other ones?
You want the
No,
sleep
not
person
yet.
too?
Okay.
Wait,
Okay, no,
do
wait.
you want Keanu to, even though she did her?
Yeah.
That was your surprise round.
Okay.
Yeah, that was your surprise round.
This is initiative? 20.
All right. And this is for Keanu?
Put your phone
Or not Keanu.
here. So
Yeah, that's
Keanu.
Yeah. You got the roll down. She's got the angle, right?
All right. And what was
Yep.
yours?
Yeah, it's like
12.
All right. So.
be practicing like.
Exactly.
And who was that for?
Do it.
Dingleberry.
You know, you two did all day.
All right.
Close the door of your office.
So,
When I start hearing,
Ronan, what are you doing?
yeah, that was my fault.
That's so funny. It's like you knock on the door. It's like
Ronan.
that was the keyboard.
Your turn. What you can do?
Oh,
What are you doing?
well, I'm sleep. Well, Ronan. Oh, I rolled the 22, so am I safe from all the?
You're up first. You're in initiative.
All right,
combat.
guess we're about to.
Got any
Kill some
AoEs?
stuff.
Take them all out.
You have a swarm of ants about to get to you.
I'm gonna use my Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
It's my go-to move. It's my favorite attack.
Is that cantrip?
Yes.
You roll differently.
Yeah. I didn't use my finger roll move. I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
I mean, these are ants we're talking about, right? Baby ants.
Didn't she at least scare the other ones?
Let me double check my book here.
Didn't they say,
where's
whoa,
my
I should not go
swarm?
near that one. Look what happened to my friend.
No, sorry, no. No, your 4
Just say
does,
boo. You'll
does
scare me.
not
I know.
do what you think it does.
Right.
Or
Back to the regular. All right, Keanu.
Alright, can I yell something while doing a spell at the same time?
No. Which spell? And what's the components?
Okay, the spell would be Entangle.
And that's a somatic, right?
Conjuration.
Tell me more.
Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square.
Go further up.
It'll have a letter.
Like
Oh,
that
a
one.
C.
Concentration.
Concentration.
That be concentration? C?
No, I'm looking to see if it's a vocal or a. Yeah, V means that you have to be able to speak. So you will not be able to yell and cast that spell at the same time.
Alright. She's going to use Entangle.
Okay. And that's the one that does 20 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's strength of 13, whatever that means.
Natural 20.
Seriously.
Yeah?
Okay, so do I roll for strength or I just fail?
That's me rolling against your strength, the DC.
Checkmate.
I rolled against your strength, I passed. I do believe it still turns it into difficult terrain, though, right? It turns it into difficult terrain?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
Will
with
Anthony
that,
slow down?
I need everybody, all of the players, even those who are asleep, to take 1 point of piercing damage as ants begin to bite you.
That's good.
They got to me.
Yeah.
how many ants are there?
It's
You
a
doing the head
15-foot wide, longer than you can tell river of ants.
So a lot of ants.
So the ones that are
10,000
asleep,
ants, actually, to be exact.
do they wake
1002?
by the
I
biting?
counted them.
With the biting, you are now awake.
I was like, oh.
So those of you who are now
Now we're
awake,
awake.
roll your initiative. You are prone
Wait, which one at 20 still?
because you were sleeping.
D20, yeah.
Bud would like to say, so that's how you like it.
Jesus. This is going to be so much fun.
Oh my.
Okay, so
He thought he got,
we'll just go
sketchy
around
with
Courtney.
the
Where
19.
19? All right.
Wait, do you add anything or just that?
Should be your initiative modifier.
Sorry, hold on.
Very top, yours is plus 3, I think.
17,
Yeah.
20, 21, 22.
Wow, better initiative than Ronan.
Wrist check. Wow, that was a bad one. 11. Or 10, sorry.
10, and that is for Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Bud got 18.
All right.
22.
Oh.
Ew.
Go ahead.
4.
Honestly.
You know, he got quiet,
Yeah,
right?
he's like, what? want to say
I always roll bad, so it's not like a surprise. It's a surprise when I roll above like 10.
Yeah, double digits.
Yeah.
All right, so we will let Dingleberry take his turn, then we go back to the top of the order.
Dingleberry will use his bonus action to cast Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
On X. Lovely.
And
to do is get out of the way.
Yeah, can I teleport?
It's only 15 feet wide.
That is true.
Can we jump?
I didn't know getting out of the way was an option
Makes you think.
because I
doesn't
thought I
it?
was out of the way.
No, they're
Wait,
coming.
how?
It's 15 foot wide, so it's going to encompass the entire campsite.
I wasn't in the campsite. I told you I was off in the.
You're hit by it.
Oh.
Not that far off.
Well, all right. So Hail of Thorns.
Go for it.
Everyone within 5 feet of where I'm shooting
Okay.
has to do a DC 11 saving throw.
Okay, so where are you shooting?
Right center mass.
Wow. It's endless. You can't see the end. So like.
All right. Well, center mass of what I can see
Okay. Okay. So into the camp or away from the camp?
into the camp.
So what's the DC?
We all died.
11.
We're doing
All right.
great.
Everybody
guys.
needs to do a dex, right?
We're all
Yeah.
taking
Everybody needs to do a dex saving throw.
Okay, let me just.
And hope you get over an 11.
Just raise your hand if you have a player that did not beat 11. Go ahead.
Okay. So we roll
What are we
twice for
adding
both
to
our
it?
characters,
Yeah.
right?
He's not gonna get it back.
Well, Ronan.
What are we adding to
Dex
it?
saving
Dex
throw.
save. So,
Okay.
so you would be +2.
Oh! I'm telling you, there's something to that. So that's 21 for Ronan.
19.
Okay, you're fine. Just let me know if you get below an 11.
Johnny Walker Black. Johnny Walker.
I'm also prone, so that means I take the lower of 2.
Whoa, Paul, did you see? What was that?
Not for dex saves.
Huh?
Was that 16?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
My characters are good. 13,
okay.
14.
19.
What was yours?
19.
19? You're the only one that failed? All right, so you are under the effect of whatever Hail of Thorns damage does.
All right. So the very first thing I have to do is roll for attack.
Jesus.
It's for the greater good, Paul.
And I
It's for the
have-
greater good.
I haven't even got to do anything yet. I was asleep.
You chipped your tooth too.
So I have advantage
Bad.
We got some great characters.
Which is a
That's
1?
Great.
These
And
names make
a
it-
20.
I wish I had like
Really?
find your
Nice.
names.
Okay.
So
Kinda
I will
close to
hit,
mine, like-
and it is.
I'm gonna go to the name change next time.
I like
So the very first guy will take 1d8.
Who's the first guy?
The first thing I'm hitting,
Which is?
an ant.
Okay, good.
The ant is going to
Shooting an
do.
ant with an arrow.
I got that kind of aim.
An ant out of millions.
Shoot his head off.
Get his toe.
He does 8 points of damage to
Oh,
him.
jeez. Okay, so yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
And
I
then everything within 5 feet takes 1d10 damage.
So do I have to
Paul, I
roll?
think that's
mean, you already rolled it. You failed the check.
No, I mean for the
Blackbeard.
damage. Does he roll?
He rolls the damage.
Yeah, let me confirm that.
Oh, you're right. Go ahead.
Hail
I
of
heard
Thorns,
1d20 damage.
1d10 piercing damage.
Yep, roll a d10.
It's going to be one.
Let me just make sure it's not half that if you
Yeah.
saved.
I remember driving.
1d10 on a failed save, half as much on a successful
Okay,
one.
so
That's why I was
he's,
a little
guys,
early on.
Yeah.
he's going to roll a dice.
Yeah.
Paul and the ants will be taking full damage. The rest of your characters will be taking half damage
Wait.
because you passed.
Oh. Oh, I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
You better roll low.
So
Three points of damage.
Well
So-
played, Dingle.
Well, I mean, if you guys were to hit a monster with a 3 and I had to round the damage, I would say that you did 2 damage. So 2 damage.
But I got him.
So is it my turn now?
No. No, we go back to the top of the order. Because you guys were awoke. You guys woke up at the end. So
Wow.
The woke ones go
No, it's
first.
top of the order.
Elfar, Elfir, Elfur,
These
How do you
ants are
pronounce
scary.
that, Courtney?
Why do you guys do this to me?
I did a random
I
name.
know.
I ran them like 50 times.
You know
I
what?
was like, I
You know
can't
what?
do
When we
this.
play a game and you guys have to
I
DM,
know.
I already know what name I'm going to use. It's going to be
The most
Irish
accomplished.
wristwatch.
What?
Try
So we
it. Say
can
it.
cuss?
Irish Swiss.
With this.
Irish Swiss watch.
Yeah, good luck. Keep
That's the
going.
one.
Keep going.
3 times?
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, I know.
Try to say it once.
Irish
Say it 3 times fast.
Irish wristwatch. Why is for you?
Anyway,
Irish wish-wash.
Ella,
So
Yes.
you are up. We're at the top of the order.
what you gonna do?
You are prone. You are covered in ants.
Bad
You
boys,
can
bad
get up and
boys.
shake them off and get the hell out of there.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion for you as a
I'm
DM for a
getting
brand
now.
new player.
Okay, what do I have to do?
Well, you have to stand up. And then you want to brush them off, get them off, right? So I want to see a athletics check.
Alphabetical? Okay.
Respectable.
16.
Okay. And now you want to get out of there, right?
Yeah.
So what's your movement?
What?
Very top.
You're 30.
30
Okay,
feet.
since it's only 15 feet wide, we can safely assume that no matter what direction you run, as long as it's not up or downstream, that you're going to get out of their way.
So I shouldn't go towards them right now.
Right. So you are fine.
Okay.
Ronan and Blackbeard, you guys can both go.
Okay, I'm going to stream some very piratey cuss words, which I will not say.
That's
And then
Fire.
try to get the ants off of me.
So you're going to stand up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then jump.
Actually, you're at the edge.
Me?
No, we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you. Because you're standing up and you lose half of your speed. Okay.
And then jump into the woods.
I need strength first to see how much you get off. Or athletics.
9.
Okay. And then you're going to try to get out of their way and get into the woods.
Yes.
Okay. Ronan?
Hey, is that all I can do?
Yeah. You're standing up from prone, which eats up half of your movement. You're taking an action to get the ants off of you, and you're using the rest of your movement to move.
And I'm stuck. Did I eat them all? Where's that?
Well, you will find out, won't you?
Are you talking about the person that's waking that was laying down before?
Ronan
Okay.
is awake.
Alright, well then if that's the case, we have a flight or flight option right now.
Yeah.
Is that the case? Okay, so make sure I was clear on that. Can I move and then attack? Wait, no, actually, I'm gonna use my hellish rebuke since I've been.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Wow. Alright.
I didn't know getting out of the way was the option, and I had already committed to hell.
It makes you
That's
think,
why
though,
I was
right?
like,
It makes you think. Sometimes the answer isn't to fight. Sometimes it's to get the hell out of there.
Was that my final answer? I wasn't sure if I like submitted that.
You haven't
That's
rolled
what
yet.
it is.
you did
All right.
not take your finger off the
Yeah. It's like no. Checkers. Yeah. That's what
Yeah. By hellish rebuke, I meant I'm gonna back up and get his
You're gonna say,
face.
motherfucker! Get out of the way.
I'm gonna slap myself a few times and get the ants that hit me already.
Give me an athletics.
Uh-oh, you just punched yourself.
Yeah, you don't want to roll a 20. You don't want to roll a 1. That's
Well,
the thing.
So don't do that one.
I'm just gonna do my.
One.
Oh no, this
okay.
isn't. I thought it was.
Okay.
I thought it was.
No,
lucky.
it's okay.
I thought it was a lucky.
I'll let you know what happens. No, it's all good. And
know-
you get out. Nope, it's okay.
Alright,
No, it's sorry, it's cool. Keanu.
Alright.
Keanu leaves.
Deck save.
Save the scotch. And then worry about the DM.
Everybody reaches for the.
That is the
alcohol.
standing order
Like,
on the
whoa.
dinner table.
Yeah.
Take the alcohol, then worry about the person who almost died.
And then if they do, just give them the alcohol.
Right. It's
They need help.
Save porn on them.
Yeah.
All right, Keanu.
Just pour
Alright,
all over. That'll be better.
Keanu is going to be backing away, and she wants to take Bud by like his shirt cuff and
Okay.
carry him away.
Okay.
That's.
I need a
love right
strength
there.
check.
That's love right there.
Don't say
I know.
No, because they're in
We're
the
the
friend
friend
zone.
that. 17.
Okay. How much does Bud weigh?
These mixed
Bud,
signals. I don't know.
What
Wait.
race is he?
Mountain Dwarf.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Okay. So your speed is halved.
Okay.
You can get out of the way though. You can get out of the river.
And meanwhile, Bud's like, I got this.
Okay. So that happens. Bud has an action while being held because he would be up next.
Bud's like, I got you, babe. I got you.
I got you.
He's being wrapped.
All right. Now we are to the ants. So anybody who has not moved out of the ants' way, or rolled a 1 to get the ants off of them,
Oh, sure, fine.
Or-
So it's
like
1 point
category.
of piercing damage. And then we move on. Dingleberry.
Dingleberry, realizing that the panic by Keanu was nonsense, and he realized he'd shot an arrow at an ant, just moves out of the way.
Okay. Need a strength check to get any of the ants that are on you off.
They're pretty strong.
I did have a question
I have an answer.
I'm not
about...
the answer you want.
So I realize I have this thing called... Oh, it's in the mountain. We're not in a mountain, are we?
Nope.
Okay.
You're in the woods.
So never mind. Strength?
Yep.
And it is Dingleberry. That would be a 5.
Okay. Noted. Well, not noted, but noted. All right.
That's not good.
Johnny Walker the Black,
All right.
Johnny Walker.
who was asleep. So you need to stand up.
Right off the.
I'm going to get out of the way since I've been sleeping and been feasted upon.
Strength to get the ants off of you.
Does that roll I just did count, or do you want me to do another one? Because I rolled.
I'll give it to you this time.
I rolled.
What is it?
19.
22.
That's
22?
Yeah, the strength modifier.
Right, 22. Good to know. Okay.
You just knocked your face off.
Okay, and so you get to the edge. And that leaves us with, at the very bottom of the list, Bardic.
It's terrible.
Roll a d4, that's how much damage you get for punching yourself in the
Oh, I wasn't sure what the cost of that.
That was an ant! Oh, that's not an ant!
It's just the size of an ant.
To be fair, these are carrying. I mean, we're talking massive ants. Huge tracks of
Oh
ants.
my god! Oh my god!
Bardic moves out of the way.
I don't know.
Strength check to get the ants off of you.
I know you're asking me like I know what I'm talking about. Which one is it?
22.
Let me ask the pro here.
Roll a d4.
Yeah.
Damage bonus
Is it
does
the
for
bottom?
smacking himself.
It's the bottom one,
Okay.
right? Whatever
The
the
bottom.
bottom was. Okay.
Well, it's the bottom or whatever number is visible. Whatever number is readable.
1.
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is I think if
Yeah.
you look at all of our dice,
Mine has
Yeah.
the top.
it's the top on some, and for
like
some it's
this.
on the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So it depends on the dice for the d4.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Like for yours, it's definitely the top. I don't.
Like-
Does it, Paul, let me see your
Is it that one,
d4s. Do you have any d4s that
This is
have
like the
the
top for yours.
number
This
across the
others
bottom?
are at an
This
angle.
one that's
No, it's the top.
That's the top.
Yours is the bottom.
Yours is yours is the top. Yours is- Show everybody.
I
So,
Oh,
guys,
God.
this is how Jonathan's d4s will look, which is why we always say whichever one's looking at you. Basically, this is a 1. Where for everybody else, you might be like, oh, that's a 2 or a 3. It's whatever number you can read on the d4.
You're either top or the bottom. That's what
All
you
right.
said.
Never from the
So,
side.
anybody still in the
That's what
ants?
she said.
Is anybody still in the ants? Did everybody make it out? Did everybody move out
No,
of the
made it out
ants?
barely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it out.
Okay. So, for about the next 45 minutes, this river of ants just goes through. It goes through and goes through and
You just
finally
wave.
trickles.
Bye. Say
Goes to a stop. It is now about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Dingleberry is gonna lay down for a short rest.
Okay?
Yes, so's Ronan. I'm gonna have my boy Johnny watch my back.
Watch your
Dingleberry would also like
Pause.
to.
Pause.
Let's just start with you.
Dingleberry has paws.
Oh, nice stuff.
back. All right. So, is anybody going to try to get back to sleep?
Dingleberry is gonna expend a hit die
Okay. that's
because
fine.
he's getting hurt.
Anybody else going to roll hit die?
What is that?
You can-
during a short rest, you can roll your one of your hit die, or up to however many hit die you have to regain hit points back.
Oh. Okay.
No, I'm going to
I'm
go.
good.
I'm going to stealth in the woods next to the campsite and go back to sleep.
All right. Give me a stealth roll.
What does that mean?
You should kind of
Stealth
hide
roll
out.
means is he visible to? It tells me how hidden he is based
Okay.
on what may or may not happen. So that
Okay.
way, if based on what passive perception is, if his number is really low, he's like holding up a stick. You can't see.
Okay.
If it's like a 25 and passive perception is like a 12 for whatever I may send your guys' way, they have no idea where he is.
Okay.
All right. I got an 8. So
That's a big change from your 8 last time. Just saying.
I'm saying I can't roll. This thing is not rolling.
Okay, so you have about 3 hours, right?
Yeah, both my characters are sleeping.
Okay. Everybody else sleeping? Anybody else staying awake?
Bardic's up now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can be up.
So they just switched.
I need all those who are awake to give me a perception check. It's about 2:45 in the morning.
Perception.
17.
22.
4.
He's barely awake.
So, the two of you, you're off in the distance.
Now they're coming from our heads instead of our feet.
And it gets louder and louder and louder. And being from this area in this region, for those of you, and I wish I was there right now, which is where I would be, but I'm not because life is life. If you've ever been to Louisiana or Florida and know what those mosquitoes down there are like, these guys. So, because somebody, not pointing anybody out, took their boots off.
The one with chip tooth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need everybody to roll initiative.
Who's old?
Even though I'm asleep.
Everybody.
Everybody, including the
Everybody.
Charlie, this is for you.
21.
Just hold on to your numbers because we're going to do initiative for everybody.
I don't know if I like that.
Oh God, these guys are strong.
No, don't say that now.
Beautiful.
How is it like not off the top?
All right. 20 to 25. Or 25 to 20. What do you have?
21.
Perfect. All right. All right. 15 to 20.
16.
15.
All right. 16 for
Ronan.
Dingleberry.
10 to 15.
Bud.
10.
10.
13.
11.
For
10 for
Johnny
Bardic.
Walker.
All right. 13, Johnny. Then I think I heard an 11.
Bud.
Bud.
Wise.
My 10s. What were my 10s?
On the way up. Sorry.
Bardic.
And who's left?
Kiana got a 9.
Okay.
Better than a 4.
And now I roll my initiative and see where I fall into this. Oh, jeez.
Never a good sign.
Me. All the way down at the bottom. All right, so all of you who are asleep are woken up by the sound of buzzing. You now hear the buzzing. Everybody hears the buzzing. You know these things. These things are called bloodsuckers. They are horrible. They attack in like groups and just like that. Bzz, bzz. And then you are now in individual combat with at least, from what you can tell, 3 bloodsuckers each.
Even though I'm in the woods.
Are they
Yes.
You're not really hitting.
This is an insect.
Are these like huge as far as like?
Are they like normal
comparison to the
mosquito
ants.
size or?
They are. You guys know the size of mosquito eaters down here. They are that size of mosquito eater, but they are mosquitoes that are that size. So they're visible. You can see them. Their wings glisten in the moonlight.
How far away are they like in a big...
About 80 feet.
Can we tell how many there are?
You can see at least 3 for each of you. So, Blackbeard, you're first.
Are they all together or are they spread out?
They're spread out all around you. They're darting around. These are things you're going to have to fight.
Well, what I'm wondering is because can I use my bonfire spell to just torch the suckers?
You can give it a try.
Aren't they attached to us?
One may be on you. It depends. We'll have to roll the dice to figure that out.
If you do that, you might hurt us.
Whoa.
I'm in the woods.
Something like that.
You're in individual combat.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're just
sorry.
setting the order of
Plus,
how we're going to deal with
bonfire just
individual
sets the
combat.
mood.
So what will happen is because I roll
Then
lower
she
than
better have
everybody
bonfire.
else,
I know, right?
you guys will have an action, and then I will have an action for you.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to the next person. So it's individual combat unless you are willing to seek aid to somebody else, and then the initiatives begin to merge.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm going to cast bonfire just out of range of me in the woods, right where I think the sound is coming from, and then run like hell and try to stealth near the hut.
You will not be able to make it to the hut in one move.
80 feet away.
80 feet away.
80 feet away.
You are 80 feet away from him. You're off in the woods. It's about 100 feet for you. But, bonfire, go ahead and cast it.
Alright. So how does this work? Never cast a spell before. It says it is 1d8 fire with a 12 dex save.
You have to cast the spell first. It's 12 dex saves, so I'm rolling for dex saves.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I'm glad I have 3 dice.
5-foot area.
That's fine.
Ooh.
Okay, so you hit one of them.
Alright. It says, let's roll a d8. It's a d8.
What's their dex modifier? I imagine it's pretty high.
Oh, that's a good point. It's plus 5. Plus 3. So yeah, you only hit one of them.
What's a d8? Is this an 8?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. 8?
Okay, you obliterate it. It's on fire. It's dead.
Oh, it's more than that. You create a bonfire on the ground you can see within range until the spell ends, which is a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Magic bonfire fills an 5-foot cube.
Mm-hmm.
Any creature in the bonfire space when you cast the spell must succeed at a dex saving throw to take 1d8 damage.
Okay, 2 of them passed.
Creature must also make the same so when it moves into the bonfire space for the first time or returns with there. The bonfire ignites flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. I am in the
Okay,
woods.
you hit one.
Did I set the trees on fire?
Not yet. It takes time to burn trees, especially green ones.
Ah.
So now, the 2 that remain
That's voice
are moving out of the fire,
Yeah,
and they're both going to attack you.
Damn.
They were for like a couple of days. I was like,
19,
this is it for me.
So,
Yeah.
let's see, your
Yeah, that's
AC
too early for me.
yeah, I just was like,
I don't want to sell
plus 3,
cookies.
so one of them
yeah,
hits you,
it was like
Popcorn.
I was just like,
and
Did I
it
just
attaches
sell
itself to you and begins
Yeah,
sucking
yeah.
blood.
prepares to sell. I'm like,
You take 1 hit point of damage, and it gains any hit points back, because it is lost, but it hasn't lost any, so it's okay. And that's it for you. Now we will move on to Ronan. You're up. You have 3 of them around you. What do you do?
room around me. I'm gonna do a
So I'm a little off.
firebolt. I'm gonna hurl fire at the creature within object range. They have to make a spell attack against the target. One hit, they take 1d10 damage.
Okay. So you're aiming for one of them with a firebolt.
I was trying to see if I had a more like widespread attack, but you know what? Let me upgrade that. I'm gonna do
Was campfire a cantrip?
Yes.
Or- okay.
I'm gonna do an Eldritch Blast actually.
Cantrips mean you can keep using them, right?
Correct.
It was a pretty strong one. That's why I took it.
Has Keanu cast any spells? Level 1, level 2?
What has she yet?
Yeah, that no, because that was a
It's all
cantrip,
cantrips
right?
so far, right? Just let me know if you cast a spell at level, guys, because I'm tracking that as well.
I did Eldritch Blast. I rolled a 15.
15? Miss. Okay. So, all 3 of them are going to attack you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see. So we're going up against you are Ronan. So Ronan. Blah, 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 blah. One of them attaches itself to you and you take 1 point of damage as it begins to drain blood from you. The other 2 are unsuccessful. Okay. Dingleberry.
Dingleberry.
What's up, dog?
Just so happens my favorite enemy is mosquitoes. No.
I'm going to shoot it with my arrows from my short longbow.
Can't use crossbow at close range, right?
Correct.
Right.
Well, it is short, so wasn't that?
All right. I will pull out my bow and shoot, and I will also use Horde
They're
Breaker.
within 10 feet of you, and you have a long bow.
Just poke them.
So I'd be at disadvantage.
Yes.
I'm at advantage.
Exactly.
So they would negate.
I think you just think you go.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Facebook
We'll
post.
try.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
Good.
So I'd have to roll twice. One for the first guy and one for the second for Horde Breaker. I don't think that's going to do it.
Just so you know, while you guys are debating on what is going to hit and what's not, so far the highest roll that has tried to attack them is a 15, and it was a miss.
Yeah.
I thought that was a solid roll, but
Can I just run?
So 14 and 12.
No. Now they're going to try to suck your blood.
Pages.
Ooh.
No, not at all.
We missed each
they-
other.
It was strangers in the night.
I took 2 shots, you took 3, and nothing
So,
happened.
the one sucking my blood, is it like on my neck?
Yeah,
Oh, I like the one that keeps coming to
and while sucking your blood, its AC is lower.
They are.
You could snack it.
That's why we have to take it off.
Or to Johnny, who has walked
Don't
away,
suppose
so
I could
we'll
use
come back
my
to him.
whip
Bud,
for
you're
that.
up.
You can whip yourself?
I
You can just use your hand.
Can I, man?
And we weren't talking about
I think it's
D&D.
you, yeah.
Bud would like to do a survival check to see what's the best way of dealing with these mosquitoes.
Sure.
Bad breath. 23.
23. So these are exactly like mosquitoes. They move in large swarms, and only the females drink blood. When they attack and they attach themselves to you, they let all their defenses and guard down, so they're easier to kill. You know that they are extremely easy to kill once you can hit them.
Okay, so Bud, with that knowledge, is going to stay where he is, and just once they get on him, he's going to slap them.
So you're saving an action. You're readying an action. Is what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So the 3 of them are going to attack you. At least one of them hits. Bud. So, yeah, one of them hits.
Okay.
So one of them attaches to you,
Okay.
and as it attaches to you, it begins to draw blood.
Okay.
You want to take your reaction.
Yes.
So give me a melee attack, because you're going to use your open hand to try to hit it.
Melee attack.
And
Just
you
roll
have
a
advantage
D20.
because you're hitting yourself.
Okay, so is that a D20 or a
D20.
D20 plus strength.
Plus
D20
strength?
plus strength. Actually, you should have what's it called? It should be on everybody's unarmed attack. Yeah, I think for you it's plus 5.
Okay.
It's not showing on here the alarm.
You have to choose to have it.
So, okay, so plus 5, 16, 21.
You hit it.
Show up.
Okay.
You don't even need to roll the second one. You're fine. Go
if
ahead
you go to
and it
the
does
edit. Yeah, edit.
1d4 damage.
It's in the on the first page. I think it's home or
On the
whatever.
mosquito?
On the character page.
That's a 6.
Scroll all the way down the bottom. Show unarmed. So it should be appearing in your
2.
You kill one.
text.
Hey, you're down to 2.
wait, what'd you roll? I mean,
Well, you stepped away.
Go to
So
go to
that's
next time.
Yeah, Bud has good
Well,
survival
Johnny,
skills
you're
and good
up. We
cooking
skipped you
skills.
because you stepped away, so
Okay.
we're going back to you.
the,
And because you killed it, it
character
doesn't do any damage to you.
Okay.
Johnny, you're up.
wow.
Scroll down.
Very
Or I guess
interesting
Scroll
opponent.
over to attacks. There you go.
I'm kind of a fighter, so I'm going to
Plus 1 plus my strength.
rapier hand axe.
I can't
I'll
do any
use the
damage with
rapier to try it.
Okay. If this works, it's going to be hilarious.
It's usually
That's what I was thinking.
one
Was
damage.
there like,
You're going to
I'm
skewer
gonna
it.
do that.
okay, let me just set my
Okay.
wrist
I know
down.
it shouldn't say
Keep
that.
in mind
It should
with
be.
your character.
Because I have
That's
negative
what
1
he's
strength.
doing. Okay.
Okay, so your character
Well,
has
that-
okay, I rolled a
what is
natural
survival
one.
skills?
So do I get the lucky?
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
maybe,
so-
yeah.
You have lucky, right? You have lucky?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can re-roll you once, sir.
Okay, so one.
Wow.
Is it ones and twos?
No, it's just
Okay,
one.
so
just
right
one?
now.
what I
Just
do
one.
with the survival skill and try
But
to
it's not
see,
the feat.
okay, I know
He's a
this
stout
is what
halfling.
do I do to
So
survive
he has
it?
lucky.
You can do
Like,
the same thing.
Yeah.
that
Any
you
one.
just
Oh,
Oh,
did.
that's right.
Okay.
They have a new feed.
that is lucky, but you can only do it 3 times a day.
About what's going on
Oh, that's the limit.
with the mosquitoes,
For
what you do
the
about
feat.
it.
Yours isn't a feat. Yours is a racial ability.
animal-
They
So
have
it's-
one for a
it's like
halfling.
permanently. I
Yeah.
can re-roll
Anytime
it.
you roll a 1, you can re-roll it, but you have to take that number.
If I remember right, they have one for a halfling
Plus-
so maybe you can
that
do
allows
one.
you to use
Yeah,
that
use one.
for other people
Okay.
in your party
That's
too.
what I was thinking. Next one before.
Yes.
It's a special halfling.
19.
19. With the rapier, you nail Bloodsucker. Go ahead and roll your damage.
1d4 plus 3. 4.
You kill it.
Yes.
You absolutely kill it. The
I was
remaining
playing
two.
for a second, I was
The remaining 2 attack you. One of them totally attacks you with a natural 20.
Double
so you
damage.
take 2 damage as it attaches itself to you and begins to draw blood from you. Ellie and Bart.
Positive.
Can I run away?
Bloody Mary.
I know, right?
You
Donate
can try.
Okay. I'm gonna try to run away.
What's your movement? How fast is your movement?
The
Bloody
speed,
Mary. That was good.
30.
Okay.
And then I have to use athletic.
No, you can just tell me that you run in what direction you run, and you still have an action you can take as well. You can double dash, or you can dash, which means you run twice, so you'd be running 60 feet away.
Do we know how far away I need to be?
Decisions.
Do we know how far to run? I just don't know.
It's one thing with ants. Another thing, that can fly. It's a game changer right there.
I don't know.
Desert swarm.
Let's just run away. Twice.
Okay, so you move 60 feet. Do you want to, any particular direction? You're running into the woods, you're running down the trail, you're running towards the house.
Are you zigzagging? That's like a good pattern.
Let's go towards the house.
Okay.
You zigzag. You made it.
So you make it to where you're about 30 feet away from the house,
Yes.
It's like that football player.
and
that's like
you turn around and
back
breathe a
and
sigh of
forth,
relief.
You're at 100 yards.
As they
Game
have
5.
dashed with you, and now are still with you. So that's your turn. They can't attack you, though, because you dashed and they dashed.
They're tired.
Bardic.
Net positive.
I'm gonna wear my.
Bardic.
Right. That's a good idea.
This is what I'd like to do.
You're like,
I have oil.
they're all like pass out.
I have a torch. I would like to spit oil at them with the flame.
That's creative. I don't know.
It's creative, but
He's
you have to
crazy.
wait till your next turn to do it, because by the time you do the oil in your mouth, light the torch, and hold the torch in place, that's your turn.
So it would be an action for each.
So is he holding the oil until next
Basically,
time?
yeah.
Holding it.
But it'll let you do it next turn.
Okay. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. All right, the 3 of them attack you.
Don't spill the oil.
Okay, so
You have to be quiet.
Need to be
I'm
the
going to have fun
15.
with this. One of them was a
Yeah.
20.
Don't call it
The other one
either.
was a 7. The other one attacks the one that was a 7.
You said it.
So
I know. I know.
because
Just
I want to see
follow the game.
how this pans out, I'm not going to destroy
Catching
one.
on,
I
right.
want to see what you do. So one of them attacks you, you take
We're just
damage
all here
while
to
it's on
follow
you.
line.
The other 2 are directly in front of you.
It's one of
They're
those
kind of like
things.
the scissoring with the wings. All right. But that's the only reason I'm not going to kill them, because I love what
She's
you're getting
like-
ready to do. Kiana.
Alright, Kiana.
One shot.
Or one for your homies.
What does animal handling do?
It allows you to ride an animal. It allows you to
I was like,
could have
ride a
sworn she
horse
said anal.
or
I
a
was like-
pony or a donkey.
I was like,
I am picturing you riding a mosquito and it's just not working out.
Okay, so I couldn't do something like try to convince the mosquitoes to
not with animal
Are you
handling, no.
proficient at that? Or-
And they don't speak common
Yes.
either.
I know.
They do not speak anything.
What would a nature check
They don't
do?
talk.
It will tell you things
It's a
about
mosquito.
bloodsuckers.
Okay, I'll use survival skill then.
To
See what I can do against these mosquitoes in order to get away.
okay.
You can punch them.
I'm asking. Well, pause. How many mosquitoes are we talking about here?
It was 3 per
Three
person.
per person.
3 per person? Okay.
Yeah.
I still got all
22.
3.
I got 2 left.
They don't like
Alright.
fire.
What?
They don't like fire. Your fire went out hours ago.
What?
All right.
What
So
fires?
there you go.
Can attempt to grapple with it.
Okay, so with my knowledge of knowing this fire.
Grab it.
You still have an action.
Okay, yeah, I do. So I am going to. Alright. Seeing that there's no fire, I am going to stay where I am and wait for the bloodsuckers to come to me so I can try to hit them.
All right. They're going to attack.
Can I blind
Who am I going up against? This is Kiana.
Yep.
Blind them with ink.
Keanu leaves.
Yes.
One of them is able to attach itself to you. It
I hit
takes
with the ink
one. You do one. It does 1 hit point damage.
Ink blot. That should be this.
Okay, can I
Right?
try to hit it?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. You're
I know
ready in
some of
action.
them, like-
All right, go ahead.
This is
When
strength?
do we get to?
It's a
I know.
melee attack.
Melee.
It's an unarmed attack. So
Alright.
for Keanu, it's +3.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff I don't know. What if I use
17.
That's a
They
hit.
have him go towards the layout.
I know.
And
Yeah.
it does enough
That's how we
damage
do
no matter
it
what you
with
do.
the oil.
So you
Yeah.
kill it. So you're down one. You hit it before it does damage to you.
Creative.
So you
And
don't
then
need
it's
it.
a lamp, and then we
You
get
gotta
rid of
think
the lamp.
outside the box.
Yeah, okay.
I want to say Davos so many times, Josh, but I'm just like,
I know.
don't-
Yeah.
So we're back to the top of the order. Blackbeard.
Well, apparently my unarmed
You see
strike
that
does a
anytime
whopping
your turn
0
comes up.
damage.
Seriously, you just have a
So-
card, like,
Why do you say that?
like-
Yeah.
That's because that's what it says, because I have -1 strength.
Oh yeah, yeah. Your armor strength would do nothing. Or your armor strength
So-
would do nothing.
I'm going to, this is going to sound stupid, but I'm going to take the whip and go for the one that's sucking on me. Because I have a whip.
You're not
You're just gonna
going
hit it with the whip then.
I'm going to hit it with the whip.
The one that's stuck.
Whips and sausages. That's the name. of this one.
Apparently.
Alright, so that's a 9 on the attack.
You hit.
I hit.
I'd
Alright.
re-listen to this episode.
So this is
Oh my god.
4 plus
I would
3.
really
It's the number on the top on this one, right?
Yep. Your whip only does 1d4 damage.
Plus 3.
All I
So
could think of
Whip
was
it.
like,
Whip it. Wait.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. You are down to where you have one left.
Alright.
It's going to attack you.
What
And
was the part?
I recover 2 hit points. Because of
only
my
Tuesday.
undying thing.
It's even better.
Don't you have to cast something to have that take place?
It says it's on a melee attack.
Don't you have to cast something to have it?
Yeah, I don't think you activated
You don't.
it yet.
You did. I don't think you activated that.
I thought it just kind of works.
No. Pretty sure you have to activate something.
It's a ritual, I believe.
How do you use it?
Where'd he go? Who's who?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, we've been distracted all night.
That's your blood maledict, right?
Oh, I have to have an active right.
Oh, so that's your crimson right?
Yeah.
And you didn't activate it, right?
Yeah.
I can only activate that once in a long rest, right?
Yes, but it continues through the long rest,
It continues through the. Yeah.
Yes, unless you change weapons and then it goes away.
Yeah.
But it's only good for an hour.
Oh, I thought it was permanent.
Regardless, you don't get
Which
that.
one, yeah.
Keep looking it up though. This one misses you, so it's not attacking you. Ronan, you have 3 still attacking you.
Yeah, as a bonus action, you imbue a single weapon with
That's where
with
you
an
started.
elemental energy of a known
I only
range
Right there with
kill
it.
until your next short
Okay.
or long rest. So it's you activate it and then it's there, unless you lose the grip of your weapon. Then
I'm
it
gonna do
goes away,
Hell's
you can't-
Tribute because I already
can't stay
attacked
until
with
long
Ronan,
rest
so
or
I
short
can
rest.
clap back, if you will.
Clap back.
Yeah.
What?
What Hell's Rebuke, what it does is if you've been attacked by a creature and taken damage, you can directly target that creature that attacked you and kind of retaliate.
So he's got a mosquito.
Steven
on
does
his,
that, I think, with
yeah,
his guy.
So he's got a mosquito on his neck, and he's going to yell at it. Go ahead. No,
Rebuke the heck out of it.
Right.
He's gonna go, yeah. 2, 3,
Those are fake.
4.
Those are
Spread
fake.
to both characters.
No one actually says
Then I
At you.
Ask her what her top number is.
11.
Open and shut case.
Yeah.
All right, so
Those
the
are
3
right.
that remain are still going to attack you.
Yeah.
One's on you, so it does 1 point of damage already.
Right.
I think the
I
other
think
two
at
will
5
not on
I
you.
tell people to stop.
So the
I may have
one of them attaches and does another point of damage.
So that's 2
Oh,
total.
no.
2 total, yeah, and you have 2 on.
Is that a
Dingleberry.
question?
Dingleberry will.
This
Oh,
is
his-
so different
he
from
doesn't
like.
That's why I wish we could just go back in time and start with this campaign.
Oh my god, this is
So
This is fun. This is so fun for me. It's ridiculous.
Maybe 100 mark.
Makes me like
Hunter's mark, a mosquito.
Once again, I will. Actually, you know what? I will pull out my rapier and dagger and go.
It's my final act for the.
Okay.
Two different ones.
Go.
Can you attack with both weapons? You have 2 attacks? Not until level 5.
You don't have to.
I'm like
You don't have to
bleeding
with
out right now. I'm just like
double weapon fighting.
Oh, you have
You
2
just-
you have 2 weapon fighting?
No, you don't.
So,
How many hit
With
points
double
do you
weapon
have?
fighting, you get to use your proficiency bonus for your second
That's where I'm
weapon.
at.
You can always use
I
2.
have 25 for both.
If you can attack twice, you can only do 1 attack per turn.
Okay, I'm at 17 and 21.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
This is
So, you're gonna attack one of them?
Big monstrous beatdown.
Knowing that,
So what
no.
happens when
I'll
you
use my
use
bow
the
again because that's the only
gun?
chance I
Can you
have
say
at 2 strikes.
Okay.
So
I think it's kind of like a long turn that if you put one
Natural 20.
Use it multiple times before
Okay, so you totally hit
Oh,
one.
but I have to have the oil
And-
and do it.
I would think so.
14.
Like 2 glasses of oil.
Okay.
Okay.
14? No,
I think it would be
you missed
funny
the
if
second one.
eventually.
Alright, so I
buy
hit
stuff like
one.
that. I'm not sure we got
And I hit that one. Are we just doubling the...
There's no way that you cannot do enough,
kill
not do
I was
enough
thinking-
damage to kill it. So you kill it.
I'm going
I
to roll
think that
for
was an
fun.
option to
8,
Josh said.
10.
And the two that are left
Wait,
attack
what
you?
happened with that whole holding the oil in his mouth
You
thing?
can do it all in one turn.
One of them, I think.
Yeah.
Who am I going against? Dingleberry?
Dingleberry's a 14.
14.
So
Oh,
you
both
hit
of them.
both.
Both of them. So 2
I
points
forgot
of
what
damage.
I was like,
Were you trying to say
Johnny.
wow, this rapier's pretty effective, surprisingly against
Scary mosquitoes with a rapier, one swipe at a time.
So Lancelot. 14?
Alright, which one are you going at? Because isn't there one on you?
Yes.
Are you going at the one that's on you, or one of the ones that's the remaining one that's flying?
Maybe I can tell the implications of my decision before I say it.
I'm trying to give you an out. Which one are you going for?
I'm going for the one that's not on me.
Then you miss.
Okay.
That was the wrong answer.
They're 8.
You gotta
I didn't want to like turn a rapier on
So
myself.
the one that's on you does another point of damage.
You skewer your neck and your blade.
And the other one tries to attack you and it misses.
Yeah.
Alright.
HP.
But
He's never going to make you hurt yourself unless you roll
Alright.
like a 1 on your...
Bud's going to continue
Okay.
with
Good.
the wait
It's
for
good
them
one
to
to
come
know.
on
Yeah, because I was going to say, I was like, I didn't want
okay,
to
so you're going to ready in action.
slap
Yes.
myself.
You're down to 2, right? Neither of them are able to do anything, so you have the opportunity to do something you would like to do, so that way your turn is not in vain.
Alright, I'm going to go to the campfire and try to start a fire.
Okay. Interesting. Alright.
Yeah, we'll go to the
Pull out your tinderbox and start going.
Yeah, do you have a tinderbox?
Does Bud have a tinderbox?
Yeah, one of those like.
He should.
He does.
Yeah.
It depends on which pack they picked.
Yes,
True.
he has a tinderbox.
Okay.
Yours.
He pees on it.
Elf,
Yeah.
What's his intelligence?
Yes.
you're up.
And now it's wet.
I don't know if I can do that. They go towards the. So my thought is, and I think it might run into the same thing you had that I can't do too. Can I put oil in the lamp in one turn?
Put oil on the lamp.
Put oil
That
on
would
the
be
lamp.
one action.
Yeah, that's an action.
Okay. So that they come towards it.
Oh,
Instead
then
of
you
me?
then you got to light it.
They don't like fire.
Oh. Well, it's light, isn't it? It's not fire.
Well, keep
But
in
if I could
mind,
get them over to
you
it.
would have seen Bud go towards
It's a moth.
the fire.
Yes,
Turn on.
it's like a moth to a lantern.
Moth to
That's
the
what
flame.
I was thinking.
It's like Icarus. Don't fly too close to the sun.
I don't know what to do.
You can ready an oil lamp. I might even give you the opportunity to light it. I'll let you roll a d20. If it's over 15, you can light it.
I don't know if that's gonna help.
Well, I mean, you can use your rapier to.
We don't
try
know
to
what we're
attack
doing at this
if you want
point.
to try
He's
to attack
stabbing him
them.
with rapiers.
He's hitting himself with a whip. He's ingesting oil.
Okay,
We're doing great, guys.
let's do that then.
We're brand new adventurers getting woken up in the middle of the night by random things.
Let's see if
It's
that's
like the
We're
Hunger-
crazy.
It's like the Hunger Games, kind of.
Those
Yes.
are the best.
What?
That book and movies are the best.
Oh, I just meant like, is
Read
there
all of them.
a part where the mosquitoes come, or like there's different traps?
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yes, it's the best. Okay, what do I need to roll to do that?
Roll a d20. If you're over 15, you light it.
Which one?
Natural 20.
It lights and it's nice and bright. Now you all can see the mosquitoes,
Yay!
So many.
which actually makes it a little bit easier to hit for those that are within. What is it? What kind of lantern is it that you have?
I'm definitely close to health, Alina.
It should say. Does it just say lantern?
It says lamp. And oil
lamp.
flask.
I love,
Okay, cool. So it's a bullseye lamp.
I love
So
lamp.
we'll say that you're kind of pointing it towards the campfire so everybody can see.
Just call it
And
rage.
here's the thing: it's a really bright light from her lantern because she rolled a 20. Again, a
For the drowse.
really bright.
In the table.
I
You're
don't
fine
like it.
because you're in shadow.
Ah.
You, sir, are now at disadvantage on all your attacks.
I mean, but still.
Doesn't matter. It's a really. She rolled a
The bright
natural
light
20.
shining at you.
It took me a second to realize.
All right, Bardic is going to hold the torch out in front of him and do the typical carnival style fire breathing.
I need a Constitution save.
All right.
This can go.
And I'm on fire. Almost on fire. That was a 2 plus 2.
It was a 4.
I got a 4.
All right, so you guys see this billowing flame, orange in color, exude, followed by the sounds of as each rope would take 2 points of damage. And this flame just goes up in the sky, and all the mosquitoes freak out and disappear.
You're welcome.
Nobody's on. Everybody is now out of initiative.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Thanks, Dingle.
No, that was Bart.
And with that,
For
the door opens.
Oh, of course. He was testing us. Douchebag.
Just want to let you all know I've got the incense ready. It is 3:45 in the morning.
And Kiana, do you have that? Do you have the list?
The list is with it. Are the bugs gone?
Yeah, I knew it.
Just out of curiosity, did you send some of the bugs over here, or was it just the...
No.
Okay, just asking.
Why didn't you help?
I'm not coming out there
Why not?
because they'll kill me. They're bugs. They'll get all of my skin. They'll lay eggs. They'll attack me.
About this.
So how do we get those warding stones you get? I kind of want them.
I've been around for hundreds of years. The package is at the door. Thank you. And you hear the door close.
Bud goes to the door. Do you have a sandwich?
No.
You're not getting your
Any soup?
So, let me think here. You would realize this with the highest perception I have seen on a character. Do you want? Can you just
Passive
tell everybody
perception?
what your passive
Yeah.
perception is? Because it's ridiculous. Bottom left-hand corner of the sheet. It's the number.
14?
Is it 14?
Yeah.
I have
It-
16 on mine.
It
16
is a plus
super
4
high.
perception modifier, too, which is pretty high.
I'll update this to say 14, but still 14 is ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'm
And
at
so-
thir-
At
I'm
level
13
2?
on my team.
Or level
Yeah,
3?
14.
Yeah, that's...
Everybody do a perception check.
Everybody.
So
Everybody. La-di-da.
Including you, champ.
So what am I
just
adding?
roll a 20 and add your perception.
You roll a d20, add the perception.
Add your perception.
plus 4, which is pretty high to add to perception check.
17.
2 12s.
Okay.
2.
2
20
12s.
jabs.
Okay.
12 and 12.
18 and 10.
Oh,
All right. All of you rolled over a 10. So you know that if you were to leave right now and you were not to stop, you could make it back in time.
And that would take us 2 days.
Yeah.
no rest.
No rest. If you were to stop at all,
We take
you would lose your money.
good damage.
Right.
Oh,
And
don't take damage for not resting.
everybody
Yes.
is at 1 level of exhaustion.
Hey, but I'm an elf and I get 5 hours.
You
of
never
sleep.
got enough sleep. You guys were woken up at 2.5
Then 2
hours,
hours.
3.5 hours. You never got 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So if we went to level 2 of exhaustion, what would happen?
How much?
You guys have to look that up in your books for next time.
Dun dun dun.
I say we go. I want my money.
I
Same
agree.
here.
I'll take some
I
hit
need
points
money.
for some money. Sleep.
I've never had money before. I'd like some money.
So with that, we will end this. And next week we'll pick up as you guys are debating whether or not you should be leaving and what should happen. All right.
Well,
See y'all next week.
Hey.
We're going to continue the test campaign.
Oh, yes.
That lucky's pretty clutch. I will say. I didn't.
I like this one.
Yeah.
I see you want us
What
to
do we
start
do
out on
with
this because this is
This
more.
With us?